Where do I even start? Oh boy. Hi, hello, and welcome to the Fluffy Tail household, where there's nothing but good fuzzy vibes here. So today is an exciting day because I finally get to show you guys the cosplay room. I've been waiting for this day forever. It feels like, but we're here now. And I'm sorry if you guys can hear like fans and stuff in the background. There was a fire near my house and my whole house smells like a fire and I'm trying to like air it out. So I apologize for the sound. But anyway, without further ado, let's look at this room. Entering this room, you could see that it is pretty bare. Again, my budget was not huge for this, so I was just using things I already had. I only bought like a very small amount of things. Most of the money went towards paint for this room because, again, the first paint job I did was not very good. I bought really cheap paint. It did not help, so I had to buy new paint and repaint the whole thing, which I'm kind of glad I did because it looks way better. Anyway, let's start at the wigs. So, this is my wig wall. I already had these from before, and I am so glad I had this little cart in my shed because I was gonna get a little shelf here. I could not find a little shelf that I wanted that was like a certain measurement, but this cart fit really well and it actually fits the wig heads really well. So I'm really glad that like all my wigs are out on display. I really like them out on display. It adds some color to the room. Moving on to the closet. So I had a hard time with this closet because I kept taking things out, putting things in. I didn't know how I wanted to organize it, but I think I have a pretty functional system. So up at top, I know it's a little hard to see, but there is a box and it's just like full of like extra cosplay props and whatnot that I haven't used for cosplays yet, but I will use in the future. All my costumes are finally hung up and not in a box anymore because, as you can see, they got very wrinkly in that box. I did not like them in the box to begin with, but the way everything was falling, I kind of just had to put them that way. So, yeah. But I do have a lot of extra room, which is great for making more cosplay. Over here, I didn't put this away from like my last stream, but I have the same boxes that I've been using. They're labeled like gloves, necklaces, little accessories. So these are all the accessories for my cosplays. The only thing that's not in here that I moved was headpieces. I moved them on to their respective wig heads so I didn't lose them. And then I have extra wig heads here, even a styling wig head, and a lot of extra stuff over here. So these are like hoops that didn't fit up here, and this is my Alice hoops for my Alice cosplay, and little stuffies that I use for my cosplays. I will be using him soon to make my Bee and Puppy Cat cosplay. Extra shoes, wings, and then down here is like wigs, more shoes, and then like a lot of petticoats and corsets I kind of just put together. Over here is a bunch of weapons that couldn't fit in the box, and staffs, and I think that is the pole for the wig styling head so I can style more wigs. Anyway, that is the whole closet. I'm really proud of myself. I took the time to make sure that like everything fit properly, that like it was all organized. So I'm really happy with it, and I can't wait to add more to it. So I decided to put my grandma's ironing board out finally. I really hated like taking out a small ironing board, then putting it back, taking this out, putting it back. It was such a hassle each time because this thing is rather old. It doesn't clip up right and it kept like falling. So I'm glad that it has a space now, a dedicated space, and I did put my irons up. I have a little tiny mini iron, and I have my regular sewing iron. I will be adding to this, maybe getting new covers and mats for the irons and whatnot, but that won't be until a later date. Now, I got the sewing desk from a friend. I was so happy that she gave me this. I guess her mom got really sick, had arthritis, and she was a sewer, a seamstress herself, and she couldn't do it anymore. And so this desk was just sitting in her garage, and her mom really wanted somebody to have it, to give it new life. And so she gave it to me, and I was so excited because this desk, I looked it up online, it's like $300, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you're giving this to me for free? That's insane. So over here I have like my scissors, all my like sharp tools at the top for when I start a project. And then at the bottom here, that brush is to like basically brush the dust off the machine. I am gonna make like little covers for my machine so they don't get as dusty. And I have my measuring tape and other little miscellaneous tools in here. Not fabric scissors, I'm sorry. Just regular cutting scissors. These are all fabric scissors. So, yeah, little miscellaneous things there. This hasn't changed much. I just kept the printer where it was, and I have a bunch of writing tools and other items in that little basket. I really need to clean out that basket though. On top, you saw my sewing machine and my serger. Also, I have my pins, my little trash can, and then if anybody remembers the jar from my one video, I can't wait to open this at the end of the year. It's sitting there. I kind of forgotten what I've written down already, but we'll see at the end of the year. In here is a bunch of like printer paper. I do need to clean this out. It is very messy. I think I just threw a lot of stuff in there because we were moving. So it's very messy. But that's okay. And I have a lot of thread I saved from Joann's when it was closing, my grandmother's sewing kit, and all the other little miscellaneous things. I have a lot of miscellaneous things over here. This is like a little pull-out desk, so I do use this for like projects or like little things. It can be plugged in for like hot glue and stuff. I would say this is like my little hot glue desk, so I don't have to get on the ground and hot glue. And then underneath I have my lighting equipment and other little bits and bobs down there. Over here is where I keep all my thread. I got these little baskets from Joann's like a really long time ago, and I love them so much, so I set them up and I put all my threads in there. And the threads are, I did organize them, so these are just like random spools at the top of like random random companies. Certain threads that are not like threads that I use. Basically specialty threads. And then these are a lot of like bigger spools that I have up here. And they're like Coats and Clarks and Dual Duty, and like all the bigger ones are up here. And then down here I have a lot of the Gutermann. I use Gutermann like crazy. I don't know, it's just like one of my favorite thread brands. So, yeah. And I'm not sponsored by Gutermann, you guys. I just use them a lot. So down here I have my sewing kit, which I did organize. Right now it is a mess though, but I did organize it at some point. And down here is a lot of my serger thread. Again, when Joann's was closing, I kind of cleaned them out. So I have a lot of serger thread for projects. And down there is my baby lock. I still have to get it fixed. There is a tension issue with it and I cannot figure it out, so I need to take it to a professional. I have another little cart over here. This is an extra one I had. I had several carts in my shed. I had bought them a really long time ago for when I first moved into this place, this mobile home, and I had like kind of my first sewing room that got taken away twice. And so like unfortunately the carts had to go to the shed and I could not use them. This, I really love this shelf. This is like my favorite shelf in the room. I took really great pride in like organizing this shelf and making it so it is functional, and I don't have to worry about fabric organization or anything like that. At the top, I do have my Warbler and some foam. These are like big rolls that I saved. Those are like empty rolls because I do use them in cosplays. If I was to make like a big key or a big prop, then I have like a rod for it. So yeah, that big box up there, that is a lot of scraps, like foam scraps and paper scraps, what have you. I really do not like throwing out scraps. Even if they are terribly small, I don't like throwing them out because I know I can use them for something. I did make a video of me organizing all this at the beginning of the year. I always organize my sewing room or like my sewing space and make sure that it is functional for the next year to come. So I already did that in that video. So everything is labeled from what fabrics are in what box, and I kind of did it like rainbow order, I guess. So like this is red and pinks, and then there was like a rainbow one that I didn't know where to label it, so I just put in the red and pinks. This one is orange and yellow. Green had to have his own box because I had so much green fabric. Blue had to have his own box because I had so much blue fabric. Purple and brown. And then that one is beige and gray down here, white and black. And then down in these tubs, I believe this one is remnants. So if the piece of fabric I'm working with is way too big, I will roll it up and put it in a remnant. This one is scraps. I do keep all my scraps from my fabric. It is great for stuffing and other projects. And then over here, I think it's like fabrics I was trying to use for backdrops. I do want to start setting up backdrops again, so I will figure that out at a later date. Over here, I tried to organize my weapons as best as I can. I did not hang them on the wall like a lot of cosplay rooms. There are several reasons for this. I grab at these weapons all the time. Like, I need them all the time. When I make a cosplay, I cosplay that character multiple times. I do not just make it and then cosplay them once. That is not me. If I'm gonna put that much effort into a cosplay, I'm going to cosplay it multiple times. So I'm grabbing for these all the time. This is just the better solution, was to put them in their like individual box or baggie. That's like a laundry hamper, but like it works. It works because I can just like take it off, grab out the weapon, and then put it back when I'm done. This was a wooden box that I've had forever. I plan to paint it like orange because the colors of this room are blue, orange, white, black. That's just kind of the colors of my logo. So I'm kind of going off of that. But yeah, I kept like small props, big props. And it works. It works. It's a good flow state. And I have other plans for the walls anyway. So this dresser, we've had this dresser forever. My mother was using it when she moved out. She's like, I really don't need this. And I was like, that's great. Just leave it in here because I can totally use it. And I did. So I tried my best to organize like each drawer. So this is a lot of like foam clay, like little things that I can make out of, you know, small items, like very, very small prop items, like necklaces or like some kind of, I don't know, anything I could think of, basically. This one is my Dremel and heat gun. I never had a certain drawer for these. I kind of always threw them together, and they're still together, but like at least this has more space now. I feel like the last drawer I had them in, there wasn't any space, so every time I tried to dig for them, I could not get them out because I just didn't have the room for them. In this drawer, I have a lot of like wig stuff, wig working stuff, a lot of wire that I forgot I had, and this is like good heavy duty wire. I got it a long time ago and I still have a bunch of it, so it will be great for like wigs to hold the structure or whatever I can use it for. This cutting thing, I felt like it would be useful to like put wig fibers on because it's like plastic. I don't know. I just kind of put everything in here that could be used for a wig structure. And here's like kind of my gluing drawer. So I put a lot of glue and stuff, extra duct tape that I had. I didn't realize I was highly out of glue sticks. I really need to go get more because I only have the Gorilla ones, but I don't have a lot of hot glue sticks. And that is something I need to get because I use hot glue all the time. This drawer doesn't close very well. There we go. Like I said, this dresser is old. It's old. We've had it for a while. Oh my gosh. And this drawer, this bottom drawer does that. I always forget every time, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna fall out. It just goes off its like little railings each time. But this is all my paint drawer. I tried to organize all my paints and get rid of a lot of old crusty paint that I've been holding on to. But yeah, I use this drawer constantly, so it had to have its own separate thing. Lastly, the bureau. The bureau has changed quite a bit. I made a lot of room in it. I really love this piece of furniture. My sister gave me this when she moved, and I've been using it like nonstop. It's very useful. The drawers are deep. And it holds so much stuff. And this is like a lot of more sewing stuff. So, the pattern drawer. It didn't change. I just left the patterns the way they were. I really love my patterns. I know that projector patterns are starting to become a thing, but to be honest with you, I really like my physical patterns. I don't mind cutting out the shapes. I don't mind pinning them. I don't know, and I got a lot of these patterns for like 50 cents because, again, Joann's was closing and I kind of just cleaned them out. This drawer, I'm so happy that I got to like actually reorganize this drawer because everything was just tossed in here and I couldn't find anything and I was not happy with it. So I got these little boxes from, I think, Target. Somebody gave me a gift card, and it was a very useful gift card because I saw those little boxes and I was like, oh, those are perfect. So I just kind of like organized everything in those little boxes, like elastic, you know, my grommets, embroidery floss. Like I just organized everything. And then all my ribbons, I still have them on their like little cardboard cutouts that I did one year. Because I have so many ribbons. Like people either give me a lot of ribbon stuff, or this is just ribbon stuff I've collected over the years. Again, Joann's contributed to a lot of this because I have so many of these from Joann's. They were like a couple of cents, so I got tons of them. And yeah, just a lot of stuff, anything basically to do with sewing. This one also didn't change much. Organize it a little bit better. So it is a lot of beads and rhinestones, puffy paint, because I use puffy paint on a lot of my costumes. It's very useful. And wiring, feathers, anything that could be used basically for, you know, a costume. Sewing. I gravitate more towards sewing in any cosplay project that I do. It's just more my forte than the crafting aspect. I do want to zhuzh up my crafting and get better at crafting, but I am more proficient in sewing, so I prioritize that more. But yeah, that's that drawer. This drawer, I was so glad I was able to put my vinyl in a separate drawer because I have a lot of iron-on vinyl. I really love the look of iron-on vinyl, and even though I don't have a Cricut to cut things out, I kind of just draw on the back of the vinyl and cut out my own thing and hope that it looks good. I still love it. I use it all the time, and so yeah, I got plenty of it. And then felt. I love felt. I have more extra boxes. My grommet press did not fit in that one drawer, so I just put it in this drawer, which is fine. And then I have some interfacing. And this is kind of like a miscellaneous drawer. Like I have a lot of just random stuff, random like tools that could help, or like foam, you know, key rings, things that could help. Very random, but you always need a random drawer, I feel like. And lastly, my dyeing drawer. So these are all my dye pots. I have some extra zip ties that I use for like corset boning or whatever I use them for. And then my steamer. It just didn't fit in the other drawers, so I had to put it in the extra drawer. But that is it, guys. This is the whole room. I am so happy with it. I am ready to start in projects in here, and I cannot wait. So thank you guys so much for joining me for this video. I know it wasn't much. It was a lot of me talking and showing off things, but I was just so happy to have this. And I know I keep on reiterating that, but it is true. It's been a dream of mine since I was a baby cosplayer to have my own cosplay room, and it's finally here. It's come true. So anyway, lighting will be worked on, and room echoiness will be worked on, sound will be worked on. It's a work in progress in here. I feel like I'm just like starting a new chapter. So like little things that are wrong in this video hopefully will be corrected in new videos to come. But anyway, thank you guys for joining me, and I hope you have a good day.